Yo, what's going on out there? It's Larry coming to you with the Blazing Sports Report. I'm out here in the city, beautiful Orlando. It's a great day to be outside, and today we're going to talk about two particular subjects. First one being the NFL current playoff picture. The second one is going to be the NBA, the upcoming season. As we know, we only got 2 weeks left in the NFL. Playoff picture is starting to seed itself out. We're about to see what's going on with all the teams, who's contenders, who's pretenders. But the thing that stands out the most is this NFC East race. It has always been standing out as that one which was up in the air. Started out with 3 teams, has come down to 3 teams, with the Eagles having the outside chance of getting in. Now, a lot of things have to happen. The Eagles have to beat the Cowboys, obviously, on Christmas Eve this Saturday. The Giants have to go, I think, 1-1, and we have a 3-way tie. I think the Eagles beat them once this year already. I'm not really sure. I'm not an Eagles fan. I don't follow them that much. But the sad thing is that the fact that the Eagles are still in it is still kind of ridiculous to me. I mean, the Cowboys had firm control. They lost it. The Giants had firm control. They lost it. The Eagles were hyped from the beginning as being this team that's going to win it all. They lost it. Granted, injuries have rattled all 3 teams, as a matter of fact. Miles Austin was out at the beginning of the year. The Giants secondary pretty much lost all their players. Justin Tuck and Yor been in and out of the lineup all year. The Eagles were without Vic for quite a few stretches. And it's kind of amazing how that the Eagles are right now playing the best football out of the 3 teams. Now, if they somehow miraculously come in and get this division title, it's going to be quite a shock to everybody. I mean, this is how you want to be playing come the end of the year with 2 weeks remaining in the league right now in the regular season. You got that momentum heading into the final 2 games of the stretch. I think the Eagles will come out and beat the Cowboys Christmas Eve, and it'll be a good game, but I still think that the Eagles have an outside chance. As much as that outside chance is, as minimal as it is, I still think that the Eagles will probably pull this off, considering how they're playing right now. You got LaShawn McCoy has been the constant offense of the team. Michael Vick is back. He's playing. He played pretty good this past Sunday. But as for the Giants, Giants and Cowboys, you don't know what you're going to get. And for that simple fact, I can't really put my trust in either one of them, even though this is Eli's best year available that he has played all his career. It's still not enough for me to be sold on the fact that they're going to come out and win this division. Switching gears, the Packers finally lost the game. I was telling everybody, as it stands right now, all it's going to take is one bad game from Aaron Rodgers, and that defense will not be able to bail him out. The defense makes plays, yes, but are they a consistent defense? No, they're not. I've been telling people this all season long. I said you can't win with a spotty defense like they have. And the same thing goes with the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots can win everything with the defense that they have. Same thing that they have great offensive attack, great passing attack, a minimal run game, but shoddy defense. These are the 2 worst teams in NFL in terms of giving up yards through the air, or 2 of the bottom of the worst. I know that New England is dead last. I think Green Bay is either second to last or third to last. I can't remember. But the thing that remains constant is the fact that they both have great quarterbacks, and Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Those 2 are going to be neck and neck for the MVPs this year. Even though Drew Brees, in my opinion, should win it, it's still going to come down to those 2. But I think that this loss will help Green Bay find that motivation to play well on the defensive side of the ball. Instead of just being playmakers, they will actually learn how to stop teams from gathering so much momentum as it stands early on. The other big story in the NFL, Tim Tebow's winning streak came to an end at the hands of the New England Patriots. And granted, it wasn't all Tebow's fault. The team didn't take care of the ball. They gave up 3 fumbles. And you got to take care of the ball when you're playing a team like New England Patriots. That's not a team you want to give moral chances to beat you with, to go downfield and rack up points, because then it becomes a shootout between the 2 teams. The thing that I want to say about Tim Tebow is that he has looked better as each game has progressed. He is becoming a better quarterback in the NFL right now. And the fact that he's learning on the fly and is showing in different games, you will see better coming out of Tim Tebow. Now the Broncos, I do think they will end up making the playoffs. They will have that home field advantage. I think they probably will pull off an upset in that first round, considering how the Steelers and the Ravens have been playing lately. I just can't put my faith in those two teams right now. Joe Flacco's been up and down all year. Ben Roethlisberger is hurt right now. Granted, he's always played well when he's hurt. The same thing, the thing that happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers is that against good teams, they don't really show up. I mean, granted, two of their losses are to the Baltimore Ravens. They played the San Francisco 49ers, who have arguably the best defense in the NFL right now, especially anchored by Patrick Willis and Navarro Brown. Probably be the two best linebackers for many years to come. But with the up and downs that they have offensively, I will say, it's not going to. I can't really say that those two teams will come out and win the AFC. I mean, both conferences are a toss-up right now as I look at it right now. The NFC, sure, everybody says the Packers are going to go at it and win it all again, but they haven't played the defense like the San Francisco 49ers yet. And I believe if they do play those 49ers, it will be a totally different story. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers is really made of. They shut down the run completely, and they're just a dominating team. They get sacks, they cause fumbles, they lead the league in takeaways. And that team right now, I would consider the favorite in the NFC. As it stands in the AFC right now, I can't really say I have a clear-cut favorite because, like I said, the Patriots have what Baltimore and Pittsburgh want, which is a consistent offense. And those two teams have what New England wants, which is a consistent defense. Now, I'm not bringing up the Houston Texans for the simple fact T.J. Yates, he's still a rookie. He has performed well as it has stood in these previous games. They suffered a loss in their previous game, but I still don't want to discredit anything that the Houston Texans are doing right now. Now, it's up and down. You got 4 teams with 10 wins: the Ravens, Steelers, Texans. Is it 3? Yeah, I think it's only those 3 teams. I'm lost right now. I lost my train of thought. Steelers, Ravens, Texans, and the Patriots. Okay, that's the team I was forgetting out, the Patriots. Those all have double-digit wins right now. All 4 of those teams will be dominating when it comes time to see what goes on as crunch time nears. One thing I will say is this. The AFC playoff picture will be a lot more interesting than the NFC playoff picture. I think it's more one-sided in the NFC because you're only going to have 1 of 2 teams make it, granted by some miraculous comeback from a team like the Atlanta Falcons, who's also playing hot right now. But I don't see them actually threatening, considering they are a run-first team and they have to play somebody like the 49ers. If that does end up happening, I don't think that run game will actually be able to threaten the San Francisco 49ers. Now, going to switch gears right now, talk about the NBA. And we all know that the NBA has had a crazy offseason. The Western Conference, we've seen Chris Paul go to the Clippers. Brandon Roy's retirement due to health reasons, his knees, which is a sad story. We got young teams who are on the verge of like stepping out in Memphis and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Nuggets are missing their pieces who are stuck over in China right now. It's the Spurs on their... we've been saying this for years about the Spurs. This is their final opportunity to win something. They do have some youth on their team now. Kobe Bryant has Gasol and Bynum still, but they don't have Lamar Odom anymore. Metal World Peace, we don't know what we're going to get out of him. He's been inconsistent since last season. We really don't know what to expect out of this Los Angeles Lakers team. Now, the one thing I will say, as I've observed so far this preseason, is that there's a lot of talk going on about the teams in the Western Conference on who's going to dominate this year. And granted, it is a shorter schedule. I don't think any team is going to really dominate that conference this year. I think this is wide open as ever, considering the fact that we're still not done with player movement as it stands right now. Because out in the East, my hometown team, the Orlando Magic, Dwight Howard, we still don't know what's going to happen with him. There's already questions considering how he performed with the preseason opener against the Miami Heat, whether or not he's really committed to the team, given he had a 2-for-9 performance, I believe it was. And people were questioning his heart and whatever, if he's still really determined to play here in Orlando. My thing is, in the Western Conference, The Clippers are going to be entertaining, but they're not going to be good. They still have some question marks on defense, in my opinion. I don't think this team is going to be able to stop the elite scorers in the Western Conference. Kobe Bryant, he's going to play angry this year. I said it for countless times. I think this is going to be a different Kobe Bryant that we're going to see. We're going to see Kobe Bryant on the attack. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to come out. He's going to play strong. He's going to play hard. I'm going to have a nice balanced attack, I think, with the San Antonio Spurs, which we always have had. The wild card with them, they're going to miss Richard Jefferson, who was one of their catalysts on the offensive end last year. He was one of their three-point threats. Also, when you look at the Western Conference, they still haven't gotten to the Kevin Durant-led team, Oklahoma City Thunder. You got to wonder if Russell Westbrook is going to come out and play more of a point guard role instead of a scoring role. Also, the emergence of James Harden, Serge Ibaka should get better. They still got Kendrick Perkins down low. They have a legitimate team now in Oklahoma City, as well as Memphis Grizzlies. Rudy Gay is coming back. He should be 100%. Mike Conley is going to anchor that point guard spot better than he did last year. He did a damn good job last year. The future for O.J. Mayo is in flux right now because people don't know what the Grizzlies are going to do with O.J. Mayo. There's been reports that he could get shipped out to many teams. One of the early reports was to the Pacers, but that's not going to happen right now because they shipped out Brandon Rush, who was going to be part of a package. But I don't think that's really going to deter O.J. Mayo's play. He was their sixth man of the year. If he embraces that role more than he did last year, I think this team will be even more dangerous because you still got Tony Allen, who is arguably the best defensive player in the league right now. They still got Marc Gasol down there. Zach Randolph, they just signed him long term. He's going to be able to produce for that team. I mean, they have a nice little thing going in Memphis right now. Switching over to the Eastern Conference, I think, and I didn't even get to the Dallas Mavericks, who are going to be who's going to be a force as well when you consider the depth that they added with Lamar Odom, Vince Carter, still got Sean Marion on the team. They did lose out on Tyson Chandler, but I think if they can go out and get Samuel Dallenberg to join that team, he can make up for some of the things because you got to remember Tyson Chandler was primarily a shot blocker. Shot changer. Samuel Dallenberg can do that, and I think he'll be motivated with a team to win. I don't know if they're going to go out and get him, but I think that's a piece that could help them replace Tyson Chandler. Granted, he's not going to have that same intensity, but I do think that would be a piece that helped them out. Moving over to the East now, New York Knicks, Orlando Magic, Atlanta Hawks, Miami Heat. The Pacers signed David West, so they can be thrown into the conversation now. They got Hansbrough to go along with him. Boston Celtics haven't even got to them yet. I mean, the East has a little more balance now as it stands right now in the Eastern Conference. Before we only had top contender teams with Boston, Orlando years past, Miami now with the Big Three. But I think the thing that's going to remain constant about this team, Miami Heat, is the fact that they don't have a point guard, they don't have a legitimate big man. I'm sorry, feeding Eddie Curry is not going to help your cause because all he does is eat anyway. They said the man is in shape. I haven't seen him play yet, but I do know this. Eddie Curry will not be a game changer for this team. Joel Anthony, he's going to block shots. That's about all he's going to do. Udonis Haslem going to hit mid-range shots. That's about all he's going to do. I think for the Miami Heat to be truly successful this year, outside of LeBron showing up in fourth quarters, which you know he won't do anyway, no matter what happens in the NBA, he will not show up in the fourth quarter. That's just my personal opinion. He hasn't done it. He shuts down his body on teams when they're in the losing predicament. I think the thing that's going to remain constant with this Miami Heat team is D-Wade. It's D-Wade's team last year. It's going to be D-Wade's team this year. I think it will always be D-Wade's team until the man leaves Miami. Now, they re-signed Chalmers. They brought in Shane Battier. Mike Miller is still with the team. They have a lot of nice pieces to complement each other, but they don't have the legitimate depth that they would like to have. They wanted to go out and get Baron Davis. He's committed to sign with the Knicks for what reason I don't know. The man might not even play this year. They wanted to make a play for J.J. Barea. That didn't happen. They don't have that legitimate point guard for that team. I mean, D-Wade can run the point, LeBron can run the point, for the simple fact they can create shots for the teammates. But at the same time, that is not what you really want. You don't want a point guard to just create shots for your team. You need a point guard to anchor down the offense, and that's something that they're truly lacking right now. I think that they will be fine. They made it to the finals without a legitimate point guard. I think Mario Chalmers had a good little coming out party during the playoffs last year. We'll see if that continues on throughout the regular season. People keep doubting the man, and he keeps proving them wrong. I think that the Miami Heat will have a legitimate season this year as opposed to last year, even though that was a great season as well. To me, they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. Now, to me, this may shock a lot of people, but I'm going to say the second best team in the Eastern Conference is still the Boston Celtics. Yes, they're older. Yes, they're a more seasoned team. Yes, they are in the twilight of their careers, and their big three, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, all on the wrong side of 30. I think losing Jeff Green hurts them a lot, considering they don't have anything else to fill in for them. Granted, they did trade for Brandon Bass from the Orlando Magic. He can't fill in on the inside. And they still have Rajon Rondo. They lost Delonte West, who went to the Dallas Mavericks, who I think will help out the Mavericks tremendously, especially if his head is on straight. But the team that the Boston Celtics field is always going to be a defense-first team. They are going to go out, they're going to play hard, they're going to play tough, they're going to play rugged. Doc Rivers is still the coach of that team. I think this will probably be their last great chance to do anything as it relates to winning the title at any level, because I think after this year the team will probably be blown up because they want to start regenerating, bringing in that youth movement. You can't get any value for Kevin Garnett or Ray Allen. Nobody wants to bring in those older players. Chicago Bulls, they bring in Rip Hamilton. Rip Hamilton is going to be a catalyst for that team, especially on the offensive end. They've been missing the scoring threat to complement Derrick Rose, and I think Rip Hamilton will fill that role very well. He's another Ray Allen type player who comes off screens, gets his shots, he can create his own shot through the screens. He can create off the dribble. He's a quality role player for what that team wants to do. The thing is going to rely on Carlos Boozer's aggressiveness this year as opposed to last year when he really didn't show up till late in the season. The Orlando Magic, the future really lies on Dwight Howard. We don't know what's going to happen with Dwight Howard. Nobody knows what's going to happen to Dwight Howard. He said he wants to be traded. Then he says he's committed to playing in Orlando. Then he said his trade demand still stands. I mean, it's obvious Dwight doesn't want to be in Orlando. So how much will he give to the team? He said he's going to not quit on the team. He wants to win the championship. That's all fine and dandy, but the thing is, lying in the back of everybody's head is what's going to happen with Dwight Howard. There's multiple offers that have supposedly been thrown for the Orlando Magic, but unless they can find consistency on the offensive end, they've always had great team defense, but the consistency on the offensive end is what's always hampered that team. Turkoglu got brought back in. He didn't show up. They got rid of Gilbert Arenas through the amnesty clause. Jameer Nelson still hasn't been the same player since he got hurt the finals year. There's so many questions around this team. They re-signed Jason Richardson. For what reason, I don't know. Sure, he can still get points up, but he's not the same player as he was before. We bring in Big Baby Glenn Davis. Ryan Anderson is still on the team. J.J. Redick is still on the team. We have a lot of two guards on the team. They're saying Jason Richardson is going to play some three. We really don't know what's going to happen with that team. Moving on, the Atlanta Hawks. I'm never sold on the Hawks. I've never been sold on the Hawks. The Hawks are still too inconsistent for me to actually put any faith in them. And the fact that they lost Jamal Crawford is going to hurt the Hawks more than anybody has ever thought. You got to remember the Crawford is the one that torched the Magic to get them out of the first round for the first time in God knows how long. And then, let's see, covered the Heat, covered the Magic, covered the Hawks, covered the Celtics, covered the Bulls, the New York Knicks. And Knicks are a team that, in my opinion, are built better than the Miami Heat, considering the fact that they do have an anchor at the center position in Tyson Chandler. Now, the thing is, the point guard position for the New York Knicks is still a question that has to be answered. Like I said, they committed to signing Baron Davis. They got rid of Chauncey Billups. They brought in Mike Bibby. Tony Douglas is still on the team. If he's their starting point guard going forward, I mean, there might be a player that I'm missing right now. I know they have the rookie Iman Shumpert there. The team, to me, will still be offense first, defense second. They do have some quality players to contribute on the defensive side of the ball. With Tyson Chandler anchoring defense, I see them playing a lot of Matador defense where they let Tyson Chandler handle anything that can happen on the perimeter, same way that the Orlando Magic does. But the difference is Tyson Chandler can't provide that offensive punch. They don't, like I said, they don't have a point guard distributing the ball. I think them getting rid of Chauncey Billups will hurt them in the long run, because I think even though they had to get rid of him to bring in Chandler, they still had to get rid of Turioff, who was a high energy player. I think they sent him to Dallas as well. If I'm not mistaken, that's going to help out Dallas even more. I mean, now that I look at it, Dallas Mavericks is pretty stacked. But I still think that when you consider what's going on with the New York Knicks right now, New York Knicks will be a legitimate contender. It wouldn't surprise me if they could end up with the 2 spot in the Eastern Conference. Because I think offensively they will still be that good. They will be that talented. But I don't see them getting over the hump. Now, they may surprise me. I don't know. But they still have a lot of answers. Defensive side of the ball, in my opinion. Offensively with Carmelo and Amari, you know you're going to get points. They're going to fill it up. But when you look at the flip side of things, defensively, it's still a question mark to me. The Pacers, they bring in David West. You still have Danny Granger back there. George Hill is their point guard along with Darren Collison. I mean, that team is young. They're energetic. They still have Tyler Hansbrough, who provided a great scoring punch for them last year. He's still a defensive liability. But you still have Roy Hibbert anchor in the middle. That team right there, they came in, they pushed the Chicago Bulls early in the first round. They played a great game. But when you look at the whole scope of things, I think they will have that balance. They did show up for Frank Vogel, the coach now. And I think when you have a coach that you want to play for, that changes up a lot of things that happen for your team in terms of what they want to do, as opposed to having a coach who you really don't like. I think that the Pacers will surprise some teams. They will get the job done. I think they probably will get out the first round. I think, depending on what happens with the Magic, they could move up as far as the 4th pick. Like I said, it's a shortened season. That's the thing a lot of people don't realize right now. With a shorter season, you don't have to go as hard. I mean, you go hard every night, so you're going to get the best out of every player every night, because they're going to fight and claw. Every game matters more now than they did in previous times. In the East, I think the Miami Heat are going to come out on top, just like they did last year. Out West, it all depends on what happens with this Lakers thing, how hard Kobe's going to come out and play. Like I said, I think he's going to come out and play like a man possessed, but at the same time, you really wonder how much does Kobe want to give to this team. Granted that they did lose Lamar Odom. What's going to happen with Metta World Peace? We don't know. That's the thing, is we don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to say out West, I'm going to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're going to be the wild card. They're the young team. They're the hungry team. They're going to play aggressive. They're going to come out. They're going to play strong. And I think that overall that's going to be the team that ultimately they're going to, I think if they get to the NBA Finals, that this will officially be the marking of the passing of the torch to the Oklahoma City Thunder, small market team with big team aspirations, as they move forward and being the playmakers for the Western Conference for years to come. That's been my look at this NFL season this past, the NFL the week past, the upcoming NBA season. It should be exciting, should be all out. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be exciting either way. Larry Jenkins, Blazing Sports Report. I know it's a long video. I hope y'all watch it all. Facebook.com/Blazing Sports Report, Twitter.com/Blaze1878, YouTube.com/Blaze1878. Hit me up, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Let me hear y'all voice. Let me hear y'all opinion. This has been Larry Jenkins, Blazing Sports Report. I'll holler. Peace.